Hey everybody, welcome out to the Cars, Bars, and Guitars podcast, episode number 7. I'm AJ.
And I'm Steve.
Steve, who are we brought to you today by?
Buy low, pie high, good riddance.
I will tell you a very funny story here shortly. Steve, what are we drinking today?
The Ommegang Abbey Ale du Bel.
And it's from I believe it's 2016, because we got it from, I got it from my store, and let's see, I'm pretty sure it's 2016, but we're going to give it a shot. What's your first verdict?
Certainly tastes better than the cheap beer and cheaper pizza it seemed to smell like.
It really does smell like cheap. That is delicious. It kind of reminds me of the Pride Abbey from Birdsong.
It's not August yet.
Is it? That's the August one, and the honey pie is the winter.
Wrong Pride in Charlotte, Baba Booey.
This is at Bilo, and I don't work there, and to borrow a line from you too, I don't care if they did hear this and they were still in business, but one of our old managers used to work there, and they had the stone fruit in season, peaches, nectarines, apricot stuff. It's called stone fruit because it has stone in the middle. It happened to be in season. They were having really bad fruit fly problems. So store manager goes and gets floral scented Raid and sprays all the fruit with Raid. Raid is bug spray. It is toxic.
Is this produce organic? Not anymore.
I could not. I was like, you're messing with me, aren't you? He goes, no, that happened. It happened quite a bit. So I assure you that doesn't happen where I work, and I assure you it doesn't happen anywhere else. But let's just say those companies are still in business, and Bilo is not. That should tell you all you need to know.
I sure am glad that everything I bought from them in their ailing days and their Harvey's counterpart were all deeply discounted, prepackaged stuff with expiration dates still far away from here, including but not limited to a 45-pack, let's call it, of various Founders beers at 40% off, and relieving them of all their red wines at 70% off.
Did it make you feel so fine?
So good so far.
Better
than a song would.
Yeah, was it named? That was UB40, right?
It's gonna be 3.5 years.
Ooh.
But yes.
All right, I don't know why I get UB40 and Fine Young Cannibals mixed up, but I get those two bands mixed up.
That really drives you crazy.
Ooh. I know I am. It's white guy reggae.
And AJ can't help himself.
So this, is it Ommegang or Ommegang or Ermagerd? How do you say that?
Depends on the day. Here it looks like Ommegang, but I don't do yoga.
That's a stretch. That actually picked up. That was nice. Let's see, 8.2% from Cooperstown, New York. Baseball Hall of Fame? Yes, sir. Let's see. Evidently, this is the first beer they brewed. Wow, okay, that's cheesy. Check this out. The first beer we brewed in this heavenly place came about in Ommegang way. Angels whispering secrets, spirits picking out spices, festive monks having something to say. Their advice was to seek out the flavors of life, looking forward, not back, in the brewing. Abbey Ale isn't bound by a style, we soon learned, but in the freedom of doing. But then, here's the description it had. It has, Abbey Ale is our take on a Burgundian brew, with lively notes of licorice, anise, sweet orange peel, coriander, and cumin. Now, I'm not getting any licorice in there. You hate licorice, so you would have made a face. Are you getting any of that or anise root in it? I'm not. Maybe it's because
it's just kind of a lot of spices melded together to make a pretty fine tasting beer.
I get the orange and the coriander, but not. I'm glad I don't taste the liquor. I don't hate licorice like Steve hates licorice.
I'm running on 3 hours sleep, so I'm not feeling that fancy. It's like, it's good. It's fizzy.
3 hours sleep is better than none. Actually, it really isn't. I don't think it is. Like, I don't know about you, but I function better if I have like 2 or 3 hours of sleep rather than like if I sleep for 12 straight hours. I just feel like a total useless pile of garbage, which you don't know about sleep in the last 2 years anyway.
Not much, you.
No, cheers to no sleep till Brooklyn. Thank you to everybody who, the new people that liked our page, bought an ad for North and South Carolina this time, had a lot more traction. The last ad I bought was almost countrywide, and that's too many people. You gotta get your core and then expand outward than try to get everybody at one time. But thanks to all the new people that liked and shared our posts, and keep those comments coming.
Thanks to all you old people too.
Yes, all the young folks and the old people and all the people in between. We're gonna play a couple little games in a little while. Steve's messaging his sweetheart. Aww. Steve's in love.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. So, you had some interesting valet cars in the last since the last episode. So, you want to tell all of our viewers about that?
Yep. So, most recently had an E55 AMG sedan from probably the late 90s. It ran despite that age.
Did it have the fat 5-spoke wheels?
Yep.
Oh, those are so cool.
A 1990 Bentley Turbo R with doors like bank vaults.
But not suicide doors.
No. That's extra. Or extra retrofitted. No, I did once drive a Rolls convertible with the suicide doors, and that just felt needless.
The Phantom? The newer one.
Yeah, the drop head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that...
Boss.
For having an engine 19 liters, that was dreadfully slow.
He might have had it in valet mode, which is entirely possible because...
even in valet mode, a Dodge Challenger is going to be 500 horsepower instead of 7.
Did you say Charlinger?
What,
That's
it's
the same
one,
thing.
it's the other, sure.
I'm going to look up the horsepower rating on a Phantom drophead.
Sufficient.
Oh,
unless I'm driving it.
All right, before we look, I'm going to say 550.
I'll just say 5.
We were both wrong, but you were closer. It was 453.
I still went over. I don't win. Sorry, price is wrong.
Bum, 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 bum. Curb weight 5,995 pounds. Horsepower 453. Miles per gallon. Really, why even list it? But 19 on the highway. That's only a little less than the Jeep gets. But which one's going to last longer? Yeah. So, you had the Bentley, and you had the Benza. Anything else that started with a B?
I didn't get to drive it today, but there was a 64 Buick Skylark convertible.
Boss.
That looked beyond.
What color?
Brown and tan. It's oddly enough 70s colors on a 60s car.
With an 80-year-old man driving it?
No, I'd imagine somebody acquired that from his grandfather. It was in really good shape, but it was a bunch of young folks hopping out for the Wells Fargo Championship going on right now.
Yes, that we have the big golf tournament in town, and it's
all hell's breaking loose in South Charlotte.
It
just
is
traffic-wise, anyway.
Fudging it all up. Steve came from there. My wife works on that side of town, and it's fudging stuff up for her too. As if you needed a reason to fudge up traffic on the way home from Pineville during rush hour. But I digress. So while we're on Bentley and Rolls...
there was also an 81 Jeep.
Ooh.
CJ7 in immaculate condition. To hell with 3 pedals. This one was 4.
Oh, it had the e-brake on the...
Yes.
We need to go back to that. I like that. And the floor-mounted high beams. Now, on one of Doug DeMuro's videos, he had reviewed, I think it was a 70, don't quote me on this, 7 Eldorado coupe, which is the length of a yacht. And he was like, I don't think he grew up with many old cars like we did, but he was completely, and pardon the pun, floored that there was a switch on the floorboard that operated high beams, and I was like, I'm used to that. Like half the cars I grew up driving had that on, and
Mom's 75 Impala had that. That was one of the few I saw it in.
Mm-hmm. You because you're not supposed to do left foot braking anyway. Your left foot's not supposed to do anything except push the clutch in on a normal, regular car. So your left foot was not doing anything but resting on the dead pedal, so just move it over and click it. I don't see why that was ever... Well, it's probably taken away because of cost, just like everything else, but look how expensive cars are now. Ugh. So check this out. On the new Panamera, the new Quasimodo wagon, it's a lot better, but it looks like a C6 Corvette wagon with 4 doors. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I don't hate it. Did Callaway ever do a C6
Yes.
Aero wagon?
Yeah.
Like the C7.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Did you?
Yeah.
He has no opinion.
It's, what, 20 grand to tack on extra hunchback to your sports car?
Yeah. And what do you need? More cargo room in your vet? You got plenty.
Yes. But if it's the whole hatch opening up, you could only put stuff in it that's not going to fall out with that open. It's awfully expensive for this accoutrement on it to more likely than not ruin the looks of the car.
Well, the stupid thing about the new Panamera, you have to go into the infotainment system to adjust the climate control vents.
So, do you get a spare iPad to link into your car when that screen goes out?
I'm not a pirate. Oh, iPad. Okay, sorry.
Not iPatch.
No. But it was weird because he did the face vents you had to adjust in the infotainment system, but it had manually adjustable defrosting vents. So you could reach up and point the defrosting vents anywhere you wanted to, which is not an option in any car ever built that I'm aware of. They just are there and you can't move them. This one, you manually adjust those, but you have to go into the infotainment system to adjust that. That seems a bit German, doesn't it?
I'm going to call that S9.
That joke's really Hitler miss. So we got some Ommegang, we got some Rolls Royces, and how about this? Let's do 3-car garage, Great Britain. I already know what Mark's going to say. Mark's going to say 3 E-Type Jags. Or two E-Type Jags and an Aston Martin of some sort. I haven't given this any thought since I kind of casually discussed we were going to do the next...
It was like three-car garage, but no nation selected.
Yes. So this is UK. I should just kind of say Britain, though, because UK insinuates that Ireland ever had a sports car.
Half of one.
Which one? Sip your beer. The Bono.
Something stainless and painless. It was Northern Ireland, though, so it was still...
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, the story of that goes well beyond Back to the Future and The Wedding Singer.
Now, what were the years of the DeLorean?
81 to 83.
Wow.
It was in development from the mid-70s and hit the market in 81. And due to a recession, high gas prices, and poor performance, the car simply didn't sell well. Only about 9,000 were initially sold. Now, all holdings thereof are in Houston, Texas, and you can get effectively a new old stock DeLorean or get one with the same horrible engine that's been tuned up. Never mind, an LS4 swap is a much better idea. Never mind, that chassis is a bit horrible.
A bit?
Yeah. A double Y-frame chassis on it, yeah, it'll twist itself in half.
I mean, it'll be fun while it does it.
That too.
Can't have uneven tire wear if 2 tires don't touch the ground. So what was the power?
Uneven tire wear. Well, it had 14s in the front, 15s in the back, and it's all weird sizes.
So it was double staggered.
Yeah.
All right. So that my star. Oh no, not the NSX. The NA1 NSX was double staggered because it was 15 by 7 in the front, 16 by 8 in the back. Whereas my Starion and my S2K are just regular staggered.
Wider back ones.
Yeah, you can't rotate the tires, and then before some idiot goes, "Yeah, you can move them side to side." I'm like, "Yeah, you can, but it makes no difference because it's still
traditional tires. No, you can't.
Well,
and dismounts and remounts aren't good for them.
Not really. Have you ever watched the mechanical fails on the car throttle page on Facebook?
You said failures awful strangely, but no.
They're brilliant. It's people bringing their cars in, and we need to watch
the obligatory Jiffy Lube eating a car in the chasm.
No, it's way better. It's like people bring in, like the guy said his right front tire wouldn't hold air, and then they pan the camera up underneath, and the rim is bent like a good 4 inches in. Like, yeah, it's not holding any air, huh? And then, like, one guy hits, I think his back shocks were completely shot, and I think he's in a Jeep Cherokee, and he hits the brakes really hard, and you see the back just kind of bounce down like it has hydraulics.
Sounds about like mine.
That's not that shot.
Yeah.
They're still attached.
That too.
So
for a combination, worn shocks and worn wheels.
So I had
no
idea.
I'd say I missed sidewalls, but
the old Matt Farah experiment.
Yeah.
The new Type R Civic has 20s, and I didn't realize they were that big, but they're 20-inch wheels, which is insane because you remember when 20-inch wheels were like the big rapper thing to have, and now 20-inch wheels are on a Civic.
And I think the Dodge Ram of the mid-aughts was one of the first production vehicles that had that, available as a factory option.
Couldn't tell.
At the time I was working at a tire shop, and getting those fitted were special order only and rather not cheap.
How much of a pain in the ass were they, though?
I think the equipment could do up to a 22, and since that had a 4 or 6 inch sidewall, there was plenty of flex in it. Trying to mount anything, say with an inch of sidewall, 45 series or lower, forget it.
Actually, I have heard that before.
Oh, darn, the Sam's Club and Cary is no more. But yeah, I was a tire monkey for them for 2.5 years.
Probably a fairly entertaining job, though, when it was all said and done.
Every once in a while, I got some interesting iron in there of 75 911.
Wow.
Lots of old Benzes, a Volkswagen Eurovan camper that took some completely bizarre tire type with its industrial strength sidewalls.
So I don't remember what the original size of Mini Cooper tire was, but
10.
It was a 10. That was a Smartie. That was a caster that you can get from Lowe's.
That is smaller than your average freezer pizza.
I want freezer pizza.
Yeah, pizza sickles.
Pizza sounds great right now. We might investigate that later.
Yeah, I was going to go ahead and I'll bring this episode to a close so we can go eat. See you on episode 8.
Psych. Although, we are considering it. What was the power plant in the DeLorean?
The Peugeot Renault Volvo 2.8-liter V6.
Yeah.
Good for 130 horsepower stock.
Ooh.
Which was pulling around a 2,800-pound car.
Not good. I majored in math, but you don't have to be a major in math to realize that's not really a good equation. I didn't know it was. I didn't know it was a 2.8 V6. I don't know why I thought it was a 4-cylinder, but it would have been any worse for wear, to be honest.
It was just not a good time for engines. At the time, that was only a little bit weaker than a 305 would have been, just emissions choked until a few years later.
Well, even into when the Starion was new, they had advertised it to be faster 0 to 50, because at the time they did 50 because the speed limit was 55, and they said they didn't want to encourage speeding by saying 0 to 60. So the 0 to 50 time on the Starion stock was faster than the Corvette. And it really made the Americans go, okay, well, we're getting our asses beat by somebody who has half the displacement and half the cylinders. So the Japanese are kind of responsible for everything going up and up and up and up. But there is a limit to that, because now, it's just a silly amount of horsepower, and you're not going to be able to use it on the street. It's basically for dick size rights and bragging rights. That's all this car has 800 horsepower. Okay, that's cool. I've ridden in a 400 wheel horsepower car on the street, and that is almost as much fun as you can have at the limit. 500 maybe.
Without wrapping it around a tree.
Yeah, it's so
You
like
still could.
Oh yeah, 400. I rode in a 400 horsepower Cobra, 03 Cobra, the one that had the daddy Cobra, the supercharged one. They had a Kenny Bell supercharged swap, the big supercharged the size of this room. That thing was just a monster. It's like 420 something wheel horsepower, which is plus or minus 500 and something at the crank. That thing would absolutely move. And I can't imagine having something with 800 horsepower unless you're at a drag strip. But I mean, I would like to experience that, obviously. But for a street car, it's completely unnecessary. It's funny how you got the keyboard warriors that. You know what? Don't ever ask for an opinion on the internet about anything anyway. So this Ommegang's treating me nicely. We got more Ommegang coming up soon. Which three philosophers? I wonder if it says it on the bottle.
Plato, Socrates, and Bill Hicks.
The most well-known picture of Bill Hicks, cigarette and the peace sign. He was 34 when he died, right?
Yeah.
That was pancreatic
cancer.
Ugh. You know, I've still yet to watch any of his stand-up or listen to anything. I've just read a lot of his quotes and jibber-jabber, and it's all brilliant. You know a lot more about Bill Hicks than I do. I'm kind of stuck on Segura now.
It's all right. He's still around, so he'll be cranking out more brilliance.
Mm-hmm. I listened to his podcast, not his, or I listened to Joe Rogan Experience with him and Bert Kreischer and Ari Shaffir, which I didn't know Ari Shaffir was the amazing racist. I had no fucking clue. And now that I pulled the video up last night and I went, oh yeah, that's definitely him.
That's him.
I don't think he really claims that anymore, but yeah, you can't unring the bell. It's kind of already done. But he's Jewish. He gets a pass. He's Jewish.
With a name like that, what?
It's Shafirstein. I about said OSHA. I was got OSHA fear. I was stuck on Ireland again. We were talking about Delory. So let's do 3-car garage England or the Greater Great Britain. So we will. I don't have 3 picked out. Pretty sure you don't. So we'll spitball it back and forth. So I'll go first because I want a Lotus Evora 400. That's going to be my number 1. Not the first choice, but that's the first car I'm picking. It's, dare I say, the modern hardtop S2000. I've heard from people say it's just a faster, more expensive, more exotic S2K. It kind of drives like that. With what motor in it?
What, the 400? It's got the Camry engine in it.
See.
Plus a Super.
Yes.
And now there's a 410. Are you sure you want to change your answer?
I think you can probably tune it up. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do 410.
It's like,
if some is good, more is better.
Yes.
So I'll take the 410. And you can still get it with a manual transmission.
I think that was only equipped with it.
No way. The 410?
I'm assuming that most anything Lotus would be still stick only.
I didn't know that. So that'll be my first choice. Do you have anything in mind?
If you're going Evora, that was what I wanted to say. So, given my disdain for Sunbird, I guess I'd go Exige.
Exige would be good.
The 2ZZ in it. So the bigger, beefier engine of what's in my car already.
I smell a motor swap in your near future.
Yeah. Yeah, because in the meantime, the 180 horses are a bit tired at 232.
We should do the old Top Gear thing where you'll take the cars and see how many horses have escaped. And do the dyno. I bet you it's not as many as you think. The Japanese cars tend to hold up a lot better. I'd
really hate to make that bad an oil leak on the dynamometer, though. Dynamometer? Where?
Is that a dinosaur?
Yes. What a dynamo.
So, for those of you, the Exige is a hardtop Elise, which is still as go-karty and still as small.
And probably still as uncomfortable. Whoops.
Well, that's not a road trip car anyway. The Evora would be the one you take on the trip. But for sheer fun and canyons, it would be the Exige. It is still they're still comically small on the inside too. If you hate the person you're riding with, too bad. They're sitting on your lap when you're in that car. you gotta respect the car though. That floor mats are an option and carpet is an option. Yeah, I kind of respect that. That was Lotus's mantra. What was it?
Add light, simplify and add lightness.
See. All right, so two Lodi. Lotus.
Thanks, other Colin.
Lotuses, Lodi. Loti. I'm gonna go. I almost went Lotus again because I almost went Esprit 01 the last year with the twin turbo V8. I raced one night in my Starion and lost. Surprise, surprise. Those things would move. I gave him a thumbs up. He gave me a thumbs up. So I'm inclined to say that. But so when we do these 3-car garage challenges, it's 3 cars that you have to keep. It's not like, well, I'll take this and then sell it and buy something else. Because if that were the case, I would say a Defender. Yeah. And I would just sell it and use that ridiculous amount of money that those stupid things go for. It's cool. It's not 6 figures cool. Wish you could see Steve shake his head in agreement. No, DeMiro has one, though. And he had a Nissan Cube and a Ferrari at the same time.
Some things don't need to make sense.
Nah, they don't. So do I go sports car or do I go SUV or
a Jaguar?
That would get. I would almost say an E-Type, but I'm not as crazy about the E-Type as a lot of people are. I think it's a very pretty car, but I don't know if I would have one. I don't know if I would drive it. It would be worth so much money that I would never drive it. And I don't drive the car I have now, and it's not worth a 500th of what one of those things is clean.
What about that replica that Clarkson took out? That was like the slightly bigger, badder one, the Eagle blah blah.
Eagle Speedster was what it was.
It wasn't an AMC or Renault product.
Yeah, but the Eagle Speedster was 500,000 pounds, which means it was, I guess, $800 and something $1,000. I'm not certain about the exchange rate. So that would even be way more out of the realm. They're pretty. I think the Speedster's prettier. It's more modern. It's sleeker. Don't kill us, Mark. I'm gonna say I'll say Jag. It can't be Motor Swap. It has to be the original. Did you see the smoking tire where the guy had the LS swap Jag XKR?
With
that
the
was
Audi interior,
disgustingly beautiful.
Yeah,
that would be perfect daily driver. And it was a stick, too, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. It was a 6-speed manual.
Corvette drivetrain.
Jesus Christ. And the guy was Asian. So the Asian guy has a British car with a German interior and an American motor. I like this mishmash of that. See, the world should come together. All I'm saying is give pizza a chance. Give pizza a chance. There's pizza again. I got a frozen pizza downstairs. I can just pop it in the oven. Text Emily.
Yeah, after this, I immediately have to go to work. It's hell-breaking loose time.
What time?
The sooner the better. Suicide's painless, I hear.
You know, this is funny. We were talking about at work, after 15 years, they give you a pen. Thank you for your service pen. And Samir, my Bosnian employee, goes, they give you a pen so you can write your suicide letter. I laughed so fucking hard when he said that.
With an ink stick or something to just jam into your wrist.
Well, I got a pen and a pendant, like a little, so sign your suicide letter. Let's see. Which Jags were manual transmissions that we would want to have? Because you could get
Yeah, nowadays the F-Type in V6 or maybe V6 Super that'd be considered. And then you have to start rolling the clock back to find anything else, because as much fun as it is to have the Ford Contour, the X-Type.
I always called that the Hitler, the car, because it had the grill.
That was the S-Type.
S-Type was the Hitler Jag.
Yeah, that was the one based on the Lincoln LS of the early 2000s.
Which looked way better.
It was just the very plain-looking car, but yes.
Mm-hmm. How many years did Ford own Jag? It was at least a decade, wasn't it?
I think most of the 90s into the aughts before Tata of India bought them. And
Tata?
TATA.
Let's see. Ford-Jaguar partnership. Ford had acquired Jag in 1989. Fool.com. I didn't know this existed. Fool. Jaguar Land Rover's current owner has done a surprisingly good job with old British brands. So Tata Motors, until Tata acquired them in 2008. Jaguar Land Rover were a part of Ford's premier automotive group.
Them and Volvo.
89. Hoping to use it as the basis for an aggressive global push into luxury vehicles. Eventually, it was folded into PAG, a new Ford division that ultimately included Aston Martin, Volvo, Land Rover, and Lincoln. Generally speaking, luxury vehicles have higher profit margins than mass-market models. No shit. Nothing illustrates this more clearly than recent Volkswagen Group. Volkswagen's Audi and Porsche brands generated 16% of the group's total sales, but they brought in 62% of its profit. That's incredible. So there you have it, folks. A top tip from CBGPod. You're paying a lot of extra money for shit you don't A, need, and B, it's not worth the money, evidently, because that's a lot of fucking profit.
Mm-hmm.
I still have a soft spot for the four-door Jags of the early 90s. The XJ12s and...
The last of the classically designed ones, like that last XJR, much like the cat in the orange Jag.
Well, was it... Okay, there was an XJR, and then there was an XKR, which was...
That would be the Cuban convertible.
Okay, what was the... Are you sure that wasn't the XKE? What was that one? There was a Jag sedan that had a really aggressive look with bigger wheels and tires, and would still had the prancing Jag on the front, and it had the 4 headlights in the front. And I don't remember... Let me see if I can...
I think you're still thinking XJR.
Maybe there was like a special edition of them. No, that was the one. You were right. It was XJR. It was 95 to 2000 XJR. That's going to be my second. And I know it's going to require a hilarious amount of work, but that's going to be the one. And I might even pick that color. That one.
Yep.
That's the one. Okay, so that one's XJR. So that was an XJ8 with an R instead of an 8, and it was the sportier model.
I think a V8 Super in it.
Well, this one's for sale, evidently. Connor McKinney's...
What's in your
never mind.
Swap? It's
wheelwell.com. Never mind. I thought it was for sale. 4,000 pounds, rear-wheel drive, 370 horsepower, 387 torque from a 4-liter. Interesting.
Super V8.
Yeah. That's going to be my second, because that would be my everyday cruising around car. That's boss. Even if it doesn't have the correct transmission, I don't care. That's going to be the daily.
That can be remedied.
Yeah. I don't...
You said no engine swaps.
I didn't say transmission swaps. So all right. So I've got Lotus Evora 410 and Jag XKR, XJR, XJ. What did we say? XJR, right?
XJR. Yes, the Jaguar 10 Junior.
Fuck you, alphanumeric models. I get you mixed up, man. Damn it, Acura. Go back to Integra and Legend and Vigor. So, Steve, you got any ideas on car number 2?
I really like that XJR, but
I keep like picking the ones
able to do that. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, here's like some really interesting stuff that are mechanically horrible.
True, but we're sorry to play footsie with you, but we can do that later.
Don't be.
We can. You don't have to. I mean, we know British cars are hysterically unreliable, but we're going to pick 3 anyway.
How about something super 80s-tastic?
I'm listening.
Aston Lagonda.
Gay.
Love of flip-up headlights and just to have something completely ridiculous.
That's actually not a bad idea.
It's atrocious, but I can't look away from it.
Well, I was considering an Opel GT because Opel is a
German.
Opel's German.
I'd venture to guess there was a Vauxhall equivalent though for your baby Corvette from 1973.
I never heard of it. But I always like the flipped over headlights. That's the coolest thing.
The idea being that rather than being an electric switch, you just have this lever, move it left to right, and bada boom, here's headlights.
Yes. So now my dream was destroyed. I don't know why I thought Opel was British.
It's this stuff from Europe that you don't see here, branded as such.
Well, you can forget wanting any. Well, I was going to say, no, Holden had the Commodore.
And that's Australian GM.
Yes.
But I think some of those made it to Britain as Vauxhalls.
I'm not certain they did, but Google, because that one can definitely be had. And Commodore is a lot cooler of a name than G8. But you like Pontiac. Or at least one of them.
Oddly enough, there's a G8 parked behind my Vib.
Oh, yeah, I know. Let's see what comes up with Vauxhall Commodore. Vauxhall VXR8 was a performance car marketed by Vauxhall in the UK based on Holden. There's my answer.
So it's a stretch, but
well, that's another sedan.
Is there a wagon version?
No, they had the Ute. It was yeah.
Yes, here's my Australian British El Camino. 1987 has not ended.
Mullet Spider. That is damn good looking. But do I pick it for number 3, or do I go something different? Range Rovers have never done it for me though. Land Rovers, Range Rovers, nothing like that.
I'll go on a limb for number 3.
Okay.
Just for brevity's sake. Ever since seeing it on Top Gear, never mind how horrible a car it may be, the Triumph Stag. I thought that's a handsome devil of an old car.
Was that the one that James was driving?
That sounds about right.
All right,
And that was also on For the Love of Cars, featuring the new mechanic that's on Wheeler Dealers now.
That is a handsome car. That's pretty. I dig it. I like your taste, sir. And if you're going to have something unreliable, at least get something really old and unreliable. I mean, might as well just go all out British. I'm going, I don't know. I feel like getting a Vauxhall Commodore would be cheating. But
until the Union Jack is no longer on an Australian flag, how much cheating is this?
Well, I'm just going to cheat really big time and say, okay, Google, let's see. Best British cars. And let's see what pops up. All right, Lotus Elise was number 1.
The Triumph Acclaim. What is a 1981 Honda Accord?
Do you remember the episode of Top Gear where Jeremy's he's interviewing the 2 ladies from the news, and I don't remember their names, but she said she loved her. I believe it was a Picasso. And I don't remember if it was a Renault or if it was a was it Renault or
Renault Citroen.
It might have been a Citroen, but he's like, it's a hateful car. She goes, I love that car. I can't believe how rude you are about being my car. She looks at the crowd and goes, isn't he rude about my car? Everybody goes, yes, and he goes, is the Picasso terrible? They all go, yes. So the best British cars ever made. The top 50 all-time greatest British-built cars ever made by autoexpress.co.uk. So they have a say in this, I guess. Let's see here.
Sounds fake. AutoExpress is like, is it fast?
The Triumph Herald, 59 to 71, and it did the angry eyes before Jeep Wrangler guys could do the angry eyes.
Ooh. Oh, hi there, early Skyline.
Top Speed, a whopping 80 miles per hour, 1.147-liter four-cylinder petrol with 48 brake horsepower. Vauxhall Astra MK2 now looks more like a hatchback Ford Tempo.
I was going to go with late 80s Escort.
I like the Escort GT. The square, wagony hatchback. Mm-hmm. I like that.
I think I had a neighbor that had one, and talk about an extinct car. Those are dunzo.
They had one and not two to try to keep the other one running. Vauxhall Viva. That looks like Oliver. Float! Float!
If I recall correctly, Oliver was an Opel.
Opel, yep, Opel Kadett.
What'd I tell you about Opel and Vauxhall?
Yes.
They're at least related.
Rolls-Royce Dawn. I didn't know that was a thing.
What kind of supernatural creature is a Dawn?
A Vauxhall Cavalier MK2. Why is this on the list of best cars ever made? That's a hateful-looking car. Rover S.
Gentlemen, you can't hear me squint at his phone right now.
AC Cobra. That is British.
At least the body is.
The body is.
Yeah, nobody's getting excited about the stock motor that was in those in 1962.
I have my answer. Ariel Atom V8. It was number 36.
You just want a more naked S2000. That's what happened?
I think so. There's your Stag. Your Stag was listed higher than the Ariel Atom. So for all of you who don't know, Stag, 2.9-liter V8 with 146 horsepower. Top speed, $115, which would probably be terrifying to do in that car right now. Terrifyingly awesome. They only came in stick, I think. Ooh. The Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost in 1926. That's beautiful. Even if it is yellow, which isn't my favorite color. 7-liter six-cylinder with 48 horsepower. We've come a long way, folks. 48 horsepower out of 7 liters. How big were those pistons, do you think? 7 liters.
Paint cans.
Nice. F-Type Jag. XK120. I forgot about that one. You remember that one?
The early beginnings of the XJ style.
See. That
Not
one.
even. That's precursor to the E-Type.
Mm-hmm. 3.4-liter six-cylinder petrol, 160 horsepower. We're getting up there a little bit. Range Rover Evoque. Why is that rated higher? The MK1 Land Rover Discovery, which got like a reliability score of like negative.
Uh-huh.
You know what? Neither of
What
us.
you get with a stick. Har, har, har.
Neither of us picked an Aston.
Well, trick is pick 3. There might have been about 7 I might have gone with.
Nissan Qashqai.
Gesundheit.
Kash. You got closer than I did. Oh, it's a bar mitzvah car. There's your Elise Escort MK1.
Qashqai.
Caterham Ford GT40.
Started life as a Lotus, if I recall correctly. Caterham 7 had been a Lotus 7.
Mm-hmm. McLaren F1. We fucked up. We have to go back. Can I trade the Jag?
This file is going to tank, so we have to re-record this one. Well, I'll be dead then, too.
So let me get this straight. The E-Type Jag is number 2, and number 1 is the Mini Cooper. I mean, it's cool, but I don't think it's number 1. What do you think?
You know, for what it's worth, I played the ever-living hell out of Formula 1 Built to Win on the NES. Sort of the great-granddaddy of Gran Turismo.
Never played it.
Well, care to take a stab at what car you start with in that?
That one?
A Mini Cooper. And it had these little blurbs of going from Mini Cooper to Vector W8.
Those are cool looking.
To Ferrari F40 to your F1 car. And it had these little stories of each car along it from this 1990 Nintendo game. So if anything, the nostalgia is strong with a Mini Cooper.
I like that. Now, was that a better game than Top Gear 2 for SNES?
No.
That was a great game.
The concept's very similar, although you're stuck with the same car in Top Gear 2.
Yeah.
Better gameplay, better features. If for some reason you wanted your car in something other than red, I guess you could do that too.
Well, who would? Steve only gets his trucks in red.
I'm just glad that my Vib wasn't in what they called Envy. Puke green.
Same.
It said Neptune was a much better look for it.
Same Eagle Talon color from back. Do you remember the Eagle Talon, the second gen? Beautiful car, and then that green, not so much. Even some exotics don't pull that off. Like, it has to be like an extravagant exotic to pull off a color like that. Yellow, fine. But no, not.
Yellow's not my forte, but a very greenish yellow.
It's not my Kia either. Clap, 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 clap. I think we need to re-beer.
Yes.
Steve and I had to re-beer. So this time, it's a shout-out to the Dreamchasers Brewery in Waxhaw, North Carolina. We've talked about them before on prior episodes. That place is awesome. And hello to Neil, if you're listening. I think he said he listened to one or two of them. Really cool guy. You need to come down there either when we're playing, or which is monthly there, or we need to make a trek down there during the week when it's convenient. But we're drinking their bottled Whale of the Bane Side, I believe is how you say that.
My Gaelic's quite lacking.
Not your Highland Gaelic.
Don't like their new rebranding.
This is an imperial stout aged in bourbon.
It's been brewed in bubbles, and yet there's no fizz as you pour it out. This isn't how this works.
Oh, toy boat. An imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels with vanilla beans and chocolate. It is 12.5%, bottled by Dreamchasers Brewery, Waxhaw. Special thanks to Southern Spirits in Indian Land, South Carolina, for providing the barrels. Made with extra Indian. So this beer is Vanta Black. It is very dark. Like it. There's not light. Light doesn't pass through this beer. So this is my kind of beer. And cheers to Steve, one of my best friends in the world, sharing a good beer with. Let's see here. Oh,
that's a good glass of chocolate milk.
Oh, that is chocolate. We probably should have started with the 12.5% one. But oh my God, it finishes really good too. I like this. I like what we're doing, man. Hug me. Dreamchasers is awesome. I'm pretty sure that they had to change it from Dreamweavers to Dreamchasers because every time we get a check, it's from Dreamweavers. Doesn't matter. The check.
The song would still work the same.
Who sang Dreamweaver?
Gary Wright.
Was he in another band or was he just a solo act?
I'm only aware of that being the artist name of that song from the Wayne's World soundtrack.
Party Time.
Excellent.
So while we were doing Three-Car Britain Garage, so we were talking about on the break about the darkness and how I have a lack of listening to the darkness, and Steve said I need to remedy that, correct?
Yep. Meanwhile, I Believe in a Thing Called Love is my preferred karaoke track because it sure is funny to hear me hit those high notes. I'm good to do it about once a season.
You got to warm it. You got to warm up to it though. It's not quite as ridiculous as Steel Panther, but it's much more British.
Funny thing about the golf tournament being in town, that is one of my favorite Steel Panther songs. Be Just Like Tiger Woods.
Oh.
Filling all those divots in the neighborhood.
Oh Lordy, I need to get into them more. My tattoo artist loves Steel Panther.
Lower the bar.
Yes. I can't lower it much lower.
That's just their last album title too.
Somebody stole my limbo stick. I mean, how low can you go?
Limbo stick.
This
I
beer
think by that point, I call it a hurdle.
I think there's a rule against that, or that's a separate event altogether. So Sean said the sweetest thing to us. He said every time we say hello and welcome, he waves at us from where his listening device. So, Sean, I'm waving to you. Steve's waving to you. We love you, buddy, and we can't wait to see you. He is serving our country in the United States Navy. He is stationed in Guam.
Which was an answer on Jeopardy last night, which I got right.
Wow. What did they ask about Sean?
Where was he in 1950?
Fuck yeah. He's not just old at heart. He's old.
He's between us.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, whatever.
But you said 50. He has the Benjamin Button disease, I guess. He's just going to get younger and younger. I accidentally figured out a way to live forever. So if you took your brain is on. I didn't mean to drop this on you right now, but so if your brain is on it survives on electrical impulses. I believe that's correct. I've not looked any of this up, but I just kind of thought of it this morning. So if someone were to extract your brain and keep it moving and in fluid and constantly electrically impulsed, wouldn't you be technically alive? Your mind would be alive forever, but you'd be sort of in a dreamlike state. Does that sound plausible, or am I just completely talking out of my ass?
So what you really want is a mechanical body with sufficient battery power to survive and keep going? Because that's the basis of lots of science fiction as well.
Yeah, I guess so.
Or it could just be a head in a jar like Futurama.
That is more entertaining, though. They had Nixon, and who were all the heads? And because it was a group, right? It was always the same.
Presidents, and they had the Beastie Boys.
The Beastie Boys were heads.
Yeah, that was the one time Dad attempted to watch that show. Did not go well for Bob.
So you tried to get your dad to watch Futurama, and it didn't quite go so well.
It was a matter of just playing on the TV. Oh, Futurama's on. This will be hilarious. Like, in one eyeball and out the next.
A lot of times people go, you don't look anything like your parents, like blah, 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 you know. There's no mistaking that you are a product of your parent. Like, you are... All three of you,
Robbie and Debert,
all of you are definitely. Whereas I would look at my family, and granted, my brother has a different mother than I do, but we all look different, and I don't care what a picture of us, we don't look anything alike. So I digress. So we've done beer and cars. Let's do some tunes. So what sort of musical shenanigans can we get into? We were just talking about The Darkness and Steel Panther.
I don't always listen to Mayday, but this week, having been the 1st of May, I've been listening to a lot of that hip-hop act, Mayday. I discovered that 2 years ago when I had the plate party on the 1st of May. They're pretty amazing.
What vintage was this?
Probably the last 10 years.
Huh. I've never heard of them.
Punch in a holiday in the Spotify and see what happens. Spelled upside down, ! MAYDAY, !
Is it sort of like jokey hip hop, or is it like...
It is fairly serious, angry people making amazing music.
Okay, so it's serious.
Like something akin to Doomtree or Atmosphere. Pardon me as I talk completely out of school for a genre that mostly isn't my style, but it's got its moments. And here are a few of the moments I'd like to share with you.
Well, I love 90s hip hop.
This is newer stuff that's totally different. Like more rock influence as well.
So instead of...
Not as silly as, say, Two Skinny Jays. Saw them in concert back in Raleigh, and, I don't always see bands when they have a dildo strapped to the mic, but hey, you do what you can.
I've never listened to anything from Two Skinny Jays either. And now it sounds like I need to watch a YouTube video of them and then just mute it.
I've hardly grown up since you met me.
We've grown older. And thankfully not larger, like Leon.
Yeah, he's still pretty fly, though.
I can totally get into 90s hip-hop. We were having a discussion at work.
But remember, friends only friends listen to rap metal. That's two references you don't know.
So you do have. Well, it depends on what your definition of rap metal is, because some people would lump in Rage Against the Machine. I don't think necessarily Rage Against the Machine is a rap metal group.
He certainly talks more quickly than most.
He does.
I could totally see how and why.
I guess I just view him as a
hard rock band.
I think it's a hard. Yeah, I know he does more speaking than actual singing, but I don't know if I would classify it as rap metal.
I'm not gonna go full nerdist with it and just call it rhyme talking.
That really is nerdist. That's very nerdy.
Or the last day of Gold Hour. It's burglary music. I was like, wow, somebody's mother is completely in the dark.
I think Cypress Hill is more rap metal than Rage. Rage is just like a hard rock band, whereas let's see, what about Limp Bizkit's a horrible fucking band, but are they rap metal?
Add a C at the beginning of that and carry on.
I could think of a couple C words to use for. You know what? Evidently, Fred Durst was actually not a bad dude. This is really good, by the way. Let's see, who else is. You had them, and then Deftones has. Toby had said at one point that any band with a DJ can be considered rap metal, but then I don't consider Deftones. I don't consider Linkin Park rap metal. Linkin Park's just.
I'd say they're on the cusp.
It's close, but I feel like Cypress Hill is rap metal. Let's see. Insane. Got no brain. I remember that video. That and Throw Your Hands in the Air. I could totally get into 90s stuff like that, though. Because, you got all the mumble rappers, and I don't know why stuff gets popular. Why does stuff get popular that's stupid?
Exposure. Money. People getting dumber by the minute.
So you're saying Idiocracy is coming true. You're saying Idiocracy is already true. There we go.
Are you not watering your plants with electrolytes?
That's
what they crave.
I have never seen Idiocracy.
Prepare to be happy depressed. You wipe that smile right off your frown.
That's Luke Wilson. Is anybody else of valor in that movie that we know of?
Dak Shepard, Maya Rudolph.
Dak Shepard, where have I heard that name?
Terry fucking Crews as president.
Terry Crews is the president in it? Awesome. He's actually a lot smarter than... But I could imagine he would play a good clueless guy. Who's Dak Shepard? I've heard that name.
Married to Kristen Bell.
Ooh.
They were in a Pursuit movie together. He was in the new Chips because why not have 1982 nostalgia last year?
I'm going to look him up. Is it D-A-K?
Try again. DA10.
Oh, Dax, not Dak. Okay. Let's see. Dak Shepard. Okay, he's a handsome dude. He's taller than fuck.
What, 7'1"?
Well, Kristen Bell's really short and gorgeous. I'm a Kristen Wiig fan, too. I do like her, too.
Did you ever see Masterminds?
No.
That was insane. And that was chronicling heists in the Charlotte area 20 years ago. Oh, hey, by the way.
Was this a movie?
Fairly recent.
10 years?
3 or 5.
Oh, recenter. I had no idea. I also had no idea.
Add it to your queue.
Huh. I also had no idea that there is a Federal Reserve, one of the largest in the country, in downtown Charlotte. So if you ever eat at the restaurant at Holiday Inn downtown, What is it called? They catered my wedding, so you'd think I would remember it. Cafe Sienna.
No, what that is the hotel. It's the restaurant in the hotel.
Yes. If you look,
apparently named for a minivan and my Outlaws College.
And a color of brown. Burnt sienna.
Burnt, yeah.
If you look to the left, and you'll see cars pulling into the underground tunnel, and they have like 4 security guards with these giant mirrors looking under the car and looking the car over. That's the Federal Reserve, and good luck trying to Ocean's 11 that fucking place, because you're not getting in that place. I don't care what the movie says.
11's already been done twice, then 12, then 13. Gotta do 14, bro.
Yeah, well, are they doing the girls now?
As long as they don't Ghostbusters it.
Well, they're doing Ocean's 7. I think it's going to be 7 female 7 actresses. I don't know. Like, to me, if you want to be equal, don't remake the same movie with all men and do it with women. Then you're just being copies. I don't think you really kind of see my point here.
Did you ever see Multiplicity?
I have not.
The fourth clone? Oh, that's a good one. The joke is that the clone of a clone is very much not there.
I'm just a clone of a clone of a clone.
A copy of a copy
yeah,
of a copy?
There you go.
Thanks, Trent.
Okay, this is interesting. No, please. Okay. Well, here we go, Steve. 2018, Ocean's 8. Rihanna, Sandra Bullock, Kate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Helena Bonham Carter, Sarah Paulson, Mindy Kaling, who's not funny, Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner, some person named Aquafina who looks like an Asian school teacher, Katie Holmes, Dakota Fanning, Olivia Munn. That's more than 8. And James Corden. Hopefully he's the Charlie to all this. I'm
going to say Bosley.
That's the wrong movie. That's the wrong movie. I don't like it already. I don't know. Like
I'm clueless as to some of these. I disagree with some of these, and I like half of these. If only because I think Rihanna's Diamonds is unforgivably bad.
Oh, I was thinking about Fell in Love in a Hopeless Place. I don't remember Diamonds.
Do not.
Hold on. I'm dragging the icon. I'm dragging. Delete. It's done. Sweet.
I mean, unless you need to Van Gogh yourself, do not look that song up. For what it's worth, don't go shopping in the University City ever. It'll play somewhere, and then you'll realize I am right.
Well, I mean, I don't need a trucker hat or a used pair of Jinkos or really anything else in university. University's gotten a little bit weird lately. It's just a mishmash of shit that doesn't even make sense anymore. But the only reason we go is to go to Saucer. That's really the only reason.
There's a new cheap shop there, too, that doesn't suck.
What is it?
Bargain Hunt.
Huh.
Irresponsibly cheap stuff there.
That should be their slogan.
Irresponsibly cheap stuff here. Next door to the Habitat Restore that's built into the Old World Market, next to that Target on 49.
Yep.
So here's local nonsense from nobody listening. Oh, snap.
Here we go. We talked about this.
It was at Save Point Video Games that was in the next shopping center over that I did see a Power Glove, but I didn't $70 like this idea.
I like this idea because I have one, and I said I was going to do it, and I'm going to do it.
Here we are for lucky number 7 that, well, shit hot damn.
I'm going to wear this Power Glove
Correction, it's half a glove.
That's kind of what it's supposed to be. This thing was complete and utter rubbish when it came out, and now it's completely useless, but it's cool.
I've got technically 4 Nintendos right now, 3 of which might be able to attempt to get it to work.
What was the thing we played at the cabin?
The Raspberry Pi?
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, that's if you want to play some old games and make sure they're going to work first time, every time, use this.
I didn't realize...
That is a lot of kitsch.
That's a lot of stuff, man.
The fuck?
All
right, so there's Power Glove and Power Cord and bar and AC adapter and thing that plugs into the game.
What in the blue-blooded fuck did I get myself into?
It looks like you need to have a U-Force attached to this, which was another horrible waste of electronics.
I feel so deliciously
cool.
I feel so deliciously Terminator 2 right now.
That could be mine, but it's way out of line.
So there we go. That's the Power Glove. If you don't know what a Power Glove is,
best metal covers ever of video game music. Am I doing it wrong?
No, there's no wrong way to do this. This is I feel like I'm in the future and the past all at the same time, because the thing never worked right. It's a video game controller that you wear on your hand, that you do certain hand movements and it picks it up, and it genuinely never worked correctly.
You look like you were RoboCop.
I mean, as long as I don't have to go through the first 30 minutes of RoboCop, I'd be okay with being RoboCop. Peter Weller got really fucked up in the first of RoboCop. It was funny because that's not a kid. Like, it was marketed to children. I remember having. Okay, that's a lot more doable. It was just Tangled. And by the way, I'm not ever going to be able to get that back in the fucking box. I don't have any idea how it went. But there's your cable.
That looks familiar.
Yeah. What was I talking about?
Peter Weller getting the shit knocked out of him in RoboCop first half hour.
Yeah, it was marketed to children, and it's clearly not a children. He got completely lit up by.
I never saw a plush RoboCop.
He got completely lit up by the dad in that '70s show.
Red.
Yeah.
What an awesome mother bastard that guy is, though.
It's like, I need a 4-word. She's doing a crossword. She goes, I need a 4-letter word for disappointment. He says, Eric. Cutting off the circulation to my wrist here, but
my turn.
The show must go on. Oh yeah, put this motherfucker on. And Power Glove was only available for people who were correct-handed. Not wrong-handed. There you go. So put that Power Glove on, and
so it's not a sinister invention. Yeah, sadly, haven't seen a USB sort of accoutrement for this.
These were the sensors.
I'm realizing I should have found my calculator watch to go along with it.
Yeah, these were the sensors, and I don't remember. I'm sure the instruction manual shows you how to set them up. It didn't matter how you set them up. It didn't fucking work. It never worked right. It never will work right. Although I have a feeling it would be really cool if you could mash up Duck Hunt with that, and you could shoot things with your hand. Or punch. You could combine Mike Tyson's Punch Out with Duck Hunt. You just punch ducks right out of the sky.
Mike Tyson's Duck Out.
Punch Hunt sounds like a porno. That's disgustipating. Ugh.
I don't know about you, but I know what I'm looking up later.
Here, oh my God! Look at this deliciously looking my buddy / Waldo looking guy on the instruction manual. This is fantastic.
Oh, hello, Nightmare Fuel. How do you do? Nintendo seal of quality, my ass.
Wow.
Brought to you by Mattel, the same folks that brought you Barbie and Hot Wheels.
This couldn't get any more 80s at all. Hi, I'm the Glove Master, and this is my apprentice, Little Digit. We're going to take you on a new dimension in gameplay. A dimension that puts amazing powers right in your hand. With the flick of a finger, you can devastate an army of attackers or deliver a deadly blow to your enemy. We got it in early.
What a strange phrase that is.
I feel
for
like
a punch.
it would be like...
No, usually that sounds a bit more than a breeze, Baba Booey.
It'd be like getting a hand job from RoboCop. That probably picks up. Welcome to the world of Power Glove. It's a world where you really feel like you are a part of the action. When you play a boxing game, you really punch. When driving games, you'll get the feel of being behind the wheel of a race car. Little Digit and I are here to help you start playing a game with your Power Glove as soon as possible. As Little Digit can tell you, becoming a Glove Master takes practice. But in no time at all, you'll be scoring high and winning big the Power Glove way.
No glove, no love.
This is fantastic. I'm going to sit down and read this pretty much word for word, and we'll dissect it in episode 8. This is fantastic. So here's the program. So check it out. If you wanted to left, you had to do that, and then downs that, right and left. That's obvious. But no, it never fucking worked right. It did not work how it said it was supposed to work. You're enjoying that too much, aren't you?
That Spinal Tap album title is really bad advice, by the way.
And what would that be?
Smell the glove.
The Power Glove Challenge. Oh, sweet. A sweet poster. This is going up in here somewhere. Where is going to be a good place to put this poster?
Pick a door.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Use Program 7. Push Prog 7. Enter. You must calibrate after entering the program. Tuck your thumb under your fingers and squeeze. Do it several times. Boy, that's going on the wall later. I wonder how much this thing would be worth if it were like new in box and never been opened.
$71.
We've had it we've opened it before. It's not like it was brand new collector item, so I don't want any game fanboys getting on my dick about this. Let's see here. What else is in this box?
Coming soon on Cars, Bars, Guitars, and Yard's Revenge.
See the Power Glove in Universal's new movie, The Wizard, in December 15th. The theaters everywhere.
It's so bad.
It is? How bad is it?
It's a line from the movie, A. And 2, it's a very 80s time capsule.
Like UHF? Which I still never seen.
Dude, I gotta take notes on this. This is ridiculous. I mean, some of this I haven't seen myself, but
we need to watch it.
We got ways. Half of which are probably YouTube anyway.
Probably. So check out the... Stop. Read this before doing anything. For maximum enjoyment of your new Power Glove, you must read this and follow the instruction manual carefully.
Trojan Man.
Maximum enjoyment. The failed slogans. There's a lot of paperwork with this. Like, this requires way too much
reading.
Yes.
What is this, Legend of Zelda?
Which I've only played once.
At least it wasn't 2.
This is the most 80s thing I've ever fucking read. Nintendo Game Pack Code Service. Mattel's service representatives will be able to assist you with the Game Pack code information during these hours. The cost of the call will be $1.50 the first minute and $75 for each additional minute. 1-900 numbers.
Oh, there's an 800 number on the back of that book.
Yep, that's the front. So there's an 800 on the front and then a 1-900 number on the back.
Well, I think that either of them still work. Just call them live on the air.
Are 1-900 numbers even a thing anymore? Because you used to like
ever since the internet, I've got my doubts.
When you used to see 1-900 numbers were only used for smut, like late at night on regular TV.
Well, that and like bad advice, bad investment type things.
Okay, we're doing this. Let's see, 1-900. Let's see here. Did I get the number right? 1-800-127. All right, damn it, let's do this. Speakerphone. It's fucking ringing.
What if it has just become an area code for, like, Nevada?
That'd be cool.
Your account is not authorized to make calls to this phone number. If you would like to have additional capabilities added to your account, please call customer service.
Well, like using a landline?
Wait a minute. So you have to have an account to call a 1-900?
That'd be really strange. Like, okay, so apparently Sprint
You have to have
allow that.
So what kind of account would you need to be able to call a 1-900 number? So should we try to call the Power Glove program instruction 1-800 number?
Yeah, at least you should be able to do that. Which is strange. You got to figure if there's anything that is a bill to number, the way a 900 number operated, it should just be able to tack on to your Sprint bill. Mm-hmm. Unless those were only set up to just add money immediately to your standard phone bill, which a cell phone doesn't do.
Well, part of me was hoping that somebody would answer and go, Power Glove, and I'd go, man, you guys are dedicated, like, for real. Like, I'm a lifelong customer. So we're going to try this is the 1-900 number was the Nintendo Game Pack code service. This one is just the operating manual, and it says if you still need help, call us. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see here. Let's see who picks up.
Thank you for calling. We would like your opinion in a quick 3-question survey. As a thank you, select callers will receive a free Caribbean cruise for 2 for helping us.
Nope.
Let's begin.
In other unfortunate events in 1980s pay-to-plays, call-to-plays, whatever have you, did you ever suffer through the Who Framed Roger Rabbit game on the NES?
Yes, and it made 0 sense.
Yes. 2, in the middle of the game, there is an 800 number that you encounter. 800 number, at least a phone number you encounter, which, last this was attempted, is a phone sex line. The holes are too small.
Aw. Well, for us. For some people, maybe not. So that's disappointing. I was hoping the customer service line would be ready for action, but it clearly is not. Now I'm sad.
'Tis better to have published and have a wrong number in your documentation 30 years later than to have never have published at all.
There's a reason why any kind of handheld gloving device like that has never caught on. And we'll give it a shot next time. If you can get one of your Nintendos to work, we will try to get it to work. But no guarantees.
With the lack of a CRT here, that's going to be entertaining on a flat screen. You totally cannot do light gun games on it. So, no Duck Hunt. Need to be very careful to say that properly on the air. No Hogan's Alley. No Wild Gunman.
Demon Sword was a great game, which you said you had finally found. I did play it. You found it for me, and I played it when we went to the mountains.
That was on the RetroPie, so if
Yeah.
anything that's gray area.
I don't think...
Speaking of English things, RetroPie is a very British project.
Is it like shepherd's pie?
Not as filling.
I'm getting hungry. You want to do tacos tomorrow, or are you going to be dead?
I'll probably be dead, but I could totally do tacos. I hope. I don't know.
I'm meeting DJ, and you'll finally get to meet DJ.
Deal.
My black son. So it's 11:30 at Concord Mills location. So I'll just come.
Okay.
I'll just come pick you up.
What isn't Double deal. Cool. Yes. Let's do that. So if anybody's listening, oh wait, you're not. Not till later.
So tacos it is with DJ and Steve.
Hooray!
Yes. Is the taco the perfect food? Steve's taking a picture of the Power Glove.
Yep.
If you post that to FaceTube, please tag me in that.
Okay.
By the way, we can't thank you guys enough for all the new likes and the new shares and posts to our page. We really do appreciate it. A lot of people, I was like, who is this? Oh, yeah, I did buy an ad for all this. You're getting tangled up. Your Power Glove's getting tangled. So we can't thank you guys enough for
my Power Glove now. You heard it, folks.
for supporting us. We are located in Charlotte, North Carolina. Facebook.com/CBGPod. And Steve's taking good pictures of the Power Glove, which this is the first time you've seen it, right?
Let's not get carried away. Yes.
That room mic dough. Jeez.
Well, shoot.
What time do you have to go to work?
10-ish, if not 9-ish. Shoot.
Bang.
Stupid camera.
This has been one of the more random episodes, if I'm honest.
Yep. And last time was one of more forgettable, if only by us, episodes. If hilarious until the wheels fell off.
Yeah, I got to tell you, the last episode, you should listen to it only to listen to us get progressively more shit-faced. It was rough by the end of it. It was so rough when I was doing the editing, I didn't remember talking about the last third of it when I was editing it. Let's see that picture.
Let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
That's fucking boss. That's gonna be
I'm crushing the bottle.
Dude, we have to make a new Facebook banner page and have the Power Glove in it with beer and like just have a mishmash of all the. We'll have the picture of us with the Power Glove, and that'll be your project.
In my collection, I've got an advantage. So if ever you need to make the Statue of Liberty go crash through a Jello molded over art museum. See, I got a thing.
Every podcast I watch on YouTube, which sounds kind of strange, but when I watch them on YouTube, they always have like their ornaments and everything. So Power Glove is number one on this. So Power Glove gets a spot on the table every time we do a podcast. I'm okay with this. You okay with this?
Sure.
I like it.
Even better if we're still in a video podcast.
It's too bad I still don't have my virtual boy because we could put that on the other side.
That can be gray area'd as well, and it's way easier that way.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, by the way.
It gives you a horrible backache, though, after playing for about 5 minutes because of the way you have to sit playing a Virtual Boy. But it was really fun.
Everything gives me backache now. Maybe if I play a Virtual Boy, it'll fix mine.
It's because we're old. I feel like there should be a way to retrofit playing Power Glove with modern gaming, like on Call of Duty. Which, by the way, I played one time, and I went, oh... That's it. It requires too much thought.
Going around shooting the stuff, trying not to get shot yourself. Hey, moving side to side. Yes, you could do that on Wolfenstein and Doom, but it was less a thing. Now, you better know what you're doing. I don't. I won't. I can't help you. The last new shooter I played was BioShock. It's gorgeous. It's weird. It's now 11 years old.
Doesn't Evan Seinfeld play bass for them? Oh, that's Biohazard. He's also married to
State of the World address.
He's married to what's her name? She's a porn star. Evan Seinfeld is married to.
If it's not Aurora Snow, I can't help you because she's my birthday buddy.
It's
you find the damnedest things on Wikipedia.
Terra something. Let's see.
Not Terranigma. That's another game. That almost sounds like you're saying something vulgar.
It's Terra something.
Read.
No, it's totally not. Well, evidently he's married to somebody named Lupe Fuentes now. You know what? Let's just Tara Patrick. Does that sound familiar?
Oh, hi, 10 years ago, yes.
We were talking. No, it was you and me and Mike. We were talking about We were talking about something like that at Saucer on Monday night. Hey to Mike Head, by the way, our favorite bartender.
Hi, Mike. That was fun.
That was
He should come out of his element more often.
Yeah, his schedule's not as bad as yours. Yours is your schedule is.
I'll only say Tardigan.
Your schedule's worse than 100 September 11th. It's a horrible fucking schedule. But Mike always works during the times everybody else is busy drinking. Now, granted, I do too, but I like playing music.
Yeah, funny thing about his business being people drinking during the standard definition hours and getting hit on by whomever. Like, okay. It's got its perks. It's got its pitfalls.
I believe he's at the Dunhill.
Yes.
Which we went to for Tyler's graduation?
Mary Tyler Moore's
wedding thing.
It was basically delayed reception.
That's right. Because they did a small wedding and then
Yep.
they had a reception for all the friends.
Yep. That was fun.
Now they have a kid.
Yep.
Better them than us. Steve and I are not anti-children. We just don't. We're anti-having children. We like kids. We're good with kids. We just don't want any. I have people at work. You'd be a good father. You should have kids. Who's going to take care of you when you're older? I'm like, who's going to take care of you when you're older? They're going to stick you in a home. Not like you're going to move in with your 80-year-old diaper ass. They're not going to let you move in. They're going to put you in a home.
Dude, do you know what Roombas are going to do by then?
Play the maracas and go chick chicky boom. I'm the king of the Roomba beat.
A, was way off. 2, I'm even more way off.
We're almost done with the 12.5%, which means we're going to have to break up into 3 philosophers. Wow, it looks so real. What do you feed it? Nobody's going to know what the fuck we're doing.
Haha, not a video podcast. You'll never know. Podcast.
Po.
Yeah, I have no idea what it is I'm talking about as I attempted to steal my own nose. I'm doing this wrong.
I still have not listened to the last podcast on the left. Do I need to?
Well, depends on how well you want to sleep at night.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't easily frighten, and I like serial killer stuff. So I need to watch it, don't I?
Where's your alley? Because this is going to be right up it.
Nice. I feel like
left up it, rather.
I feel like I've already listened to a couple, though, just by looking at the people who post and reading their posts. It just sounds like...
Spoiler alert, save you 10 hours listening about Rasputin.
I'm kind of fascinated with the Russian Revolution and everything Russian from then. From now, not so much, but around 1917...
Now he secretly dominates everything. What does make?
The Bolshevik Revolution. And my favorite quote, who want waffle?
Oh, crap shits, I forget to make waffle.
I've always wanted to go to St. Petersburg and just see all the architecture. Not a good time to go now.
All you have to do is go down 95.
Not that St. Petersburg, where I stayed in a hotel that the basketball goal was in the pool that didn't have water in it. That there were a bunch of people shooting basketball inside of a pool. You should have laughed into the mic. Don't hold back the laughter. It's better if it's it's in the... Oh, yeah.
Sometimes Augustine is not so saintly.
That was the only hotel. Thomas will be able to tell you better because we went up for a car meet near Richmond.
Oh, I thought this was like recently when we went to St. Augs.
No, St. Petersburg.
Whatever.
That was down 95, not up 95. Him silly.
South of here.
South of heaven.
Not now time.
Have you watched the video? And I think it was the tour that they did for God Hates Us All when it was released on.
The same day as that Dream Theater album.
Yes.
Live scenes from New York. It's like, no, it's not.
Oh, no. So
I may or may not have one of those on CD.
that's not a real thing. I got it on Laserdisc. I got it on mini disc. You look skeptical.
Keep talking.
You should watch the Slayer documentary that they did when they did that tour, and they're interviewing Slayer fans before the show. It is awesome. It's so awesome. Toby has the DVD, and then we'll just watch it just for that. We won't even watch the concert. But they're interviewing these random fans, and they're like, what do you think about Slayer? And the first guy goes, he goes, I don't know what that means. Is that good? He goes, it's good, man.
Not now, Brian Posehn.
The next one he goes, what do you think about Slayer? And he goes, if you don't like Slayer, you can just go fucking die. And then he walks away. These Slayer fans are an interesting group of people. What are you looking up, silly? Mini disc?
No.
Are you going to play some Slayer?
No. Do you want to get this thing booted off YouTube?
Not really. Not really high up on my list of things to take care of.
That's how you do it. All I can do instead is show you this. Came out.
No way.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So, Live Scenes from New York appears a bit more deadly.
That is
tasteless, crude, and how the hell did they know?
Which, well, some
they had
say
a Portnoy into the future.
Some say that the Illuminati is real. I say you're getting too much sun with your tinfoil hat on there, sir.
No more Taco Bell for you.
I would really love a Mexican pizza. See? Pizza and tacos together. Although it's not really. I mean, by the way, the Pizza Hut in Mint Hill sucks ball sack. So don't eat there. Don't eat there. You go get somewhere else. Pizza Hut's awesome. One in Mint Hill, not so much. I sent them a not a nasty letter, but I emailed them. They get back really quickly to you. But I was like, I don't want anything free. I don't want any coupons. I just want you to know that your Google rating on the Pizza Hut is like a 1.2 out of 5. And you should probably look into this place because we ordered online. It said it would be here in 3 hours. Did they have to grow the pizza tree? Oh, what the fuck's going on? Where's our pizza? Can't wait 3 hours for pizza. Wise men say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza. What's that from?
George?
Nope. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1. When they order pizza in the sewer. It's a 10, man. The tab's 13. You're 10 minutes late, pal. Come on. He says, wise men say forgiveness is divine. Never pay full price for late pizza. That's a great movie. Right in the childhood.
Somewhere in there I have that on DVD because that was in the bargain bin at an old game shop that is no more.
Which old game shop?
Who do they call it? Play and Trade.
Where was that?
University area.
Okay.
Over by, I think Moe's kicked the bucket and Qdoba still has not.
Most
and
is
oddly
gone.
enough, next to where Last Word used to be, more rest in pieces when they moved 3 miles south. So they're no longer walking distance from, hey, let's go get a bite to eat instead of, hey, let's step away from here and maybe get murdered. Whoops. Well, April 30th was their last day. But they did have 60% off the everything. So I picked up a few items.
Now, is the Last Word going to open?
Tentatively.
Okay.
They may or may not have acquired too much stuff in buybacks here, there, and everywhere. So I'm wondering if they're going to magically, pop up with a warehouse in Fort Rock Hill Mill that, oh, here's a new one. Here's everything. Buy something, won't you? I picked up a Richard Hammond book. You have no interest in reading this.
I have no interest in reading.
Are you afraid the book's just going to keel over and catch fire?
In light of recent events, yes, absolutely I am. And I'm not going to read it on the plane because that's even worse for me in 12 days when I'm flying out to Cali.
So you don't want the Schadenfreude book either?
Maybe.
Beer Jokes book?
Okay, maybe. I might meet you halfway.
Make Love the Bruce Campbell Way?
We might have to do this podcast on Skype because I may not leave San Diego. Or I will just...
better internet connection now. Back when I lived with you, Skype did not function well.
No, it didn't.
From the one time I attempted to use it.
So, did you see there's a new taco shop opening in Matthews tomorrow?
Fuzzies. A very unfortunate name for a taco shop.
True, but...
I don't always eat tacos, and frankly, I'd hope they are not.
Well, what if it's a peach taco? Or a kiwi taco? Or even a coconut taco? A tacoconut. So...
I think that's what their powers combined.
Maybe we should go and... Maybe I'll go get in line tomorrow, because I don't know if you read the Post or not, but listen to this.
Dude, it's going to look like the last day at Fat Burrito. There's going to be a line of dumb gringos out the door.
I know, but listen, this might be worth it because the official opening date is Thursday, May 3rd. Mm-hmm. Fuzzy's Taco Shop, Matthews Township Parkway. Our doors open at 9 a.m., and the first 50 guests will receive a free taco plate for every week of the year. That is worth standing in line for.
Oh, crap shits. I'm going to be up 24 hours, aren't I?
Well, no, I can't. I got to go get my car inspected tomorrow. I don't have any other day to do this.
It's the beginning of the month.
That's a strong opening right there.
Is this going to be for the infractorate itself?
I don't know.
They've got to tack on things and stuff to make it passable instead of my car's check engine light stays on all the time.
I told you we can remedy this. You get you a Thunderbolt catalytic converter and get it welded in, which I need to do. I don't
see what a P47 has to do with any of this.
I'm about to P47 times after. Yes! It all came back again.
Because World War II aircraft.
Everything we do always comes back full circle.
I don't see what that one Doors album without Jim Morrison had to do with any of this. Need something weird to listen to? Well, that's a thing.
Everything the Doors did was weird.
It gets weirder without him. At least he had a few good songs.
Morrison sucks. What did I tell you about slamming the Doors?
Morrison sucks. What did I tell you about slamming the Smiths? You're doing it wrong.
Is Smith an English name? Because I heard that there were so many of an immigrant coming over in the teens and 20s of the 19s that they just gave a lot of people the name Smith just because.
Well, therefore, they became the new Jones in America, so it's a small wonder that neither of us are them, nor married to one.
America. Just not the Jim Jones. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
That was Africa anyway.
Drink the Flavor Aid. It's a diet Jim Jones.
Speaking of last podcast on the left, they had a multi-part series on Jonestown.
That is fascinating stuff.
Maybe you want to try with that and prepare to have whatever little bit of heart you have remaining ripped right out.
The only heart I have left is tattooed on my arm. There's nothing on the inside. That was oddly in sync. We didn't even practice.
Oh, 98 degrees of it.
Thanks, Nick Lachey. I don't know any other person in 98 degrees.
Boy bands in space!
That was the very failed Mel Brooks experimental. I'm sitting on the cork. Not in the middle, guys. It was just on my leg. Kind of liked it. It was just on my leg, guys. But we're going to finish this up pretty quickly. So thank you guys once again for joining us here at CBGPod. Facebook.com/CBGPod. Please like our Facebook page and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're getting a lot of new subscribers and a lot of new likes on the channel. So thank you guys for joining us. If you got any questions or topics you want to hear us rant and rave about, more power to you. Send us a message on Facebook or send us a message on YouTube. Just send us a message.
Why do we like the Reliant Robin for one of our cars in the thing?
Reliant is a UK brand, isn't it? Wow.
Thing is, first I heard Reliant was out of the Bare Naked Lady song, and my immediate thought was a Plymouth, a K car.
A K car, the size of a K cup. Not a bra.
Maybe as disposable out of 2 or 3 of those.
Meatloaf said 2 out of 3 ain't bad. But he also said he would do anything for love. But not that.
Won't do that.
Yeah. But what was that? Uh-oh. He's backing away from the mic. He's backing away. I don't know what's going on.
You don't know what Meatloaf wouldn't do for love?
Nope.
It's too hot for podcast.
What? No. I'm hot. I'm hot for podcast. I got it bad.
Not now, Dave. You're still the better singer. LaRoth.
David LaRoth. He's French.
See what happens if you drop an E.
He's French.
David LaRoth.
His brother Eli makes really good movies.
Nothing to horror flicks. Did like his work in Inglourious Basterds, though.
Fuck yes. I don't know what's going on the last 5 minutes.
Well, shoot.
Bang. Well, signing off for Steve. I'm AJ.
Am I still Steve?
You are still Steve.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for listening. Joke's on you. Toodles.
Later. What a weird way to end.
Says you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.